The night air in Los Angeles felt warm, but inside 17-year-old Ava Thompson's heart, there was a storm. She stood outside a small coffee shop on Sunset Boulevard, holding her old acoustic guitar. The strings were slightly rusted, and the wood had scratches from years of use. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. It was the only thing that had never left her. Ava had come to Los Angeles with her mother 5 years ago from a small town in Kansas. Her father had passed away when she was 12, leaving behind unpaid bills and broken dreams. Her mother worked 2 jobs now, cleaning offices during the day and serving at a diner at night. Ava knew the only reason they survived was because her mother refused to give up. But Ava had her own dream. She wanted to sing, not just in her bedroom, not just in school talent shows. She wanted to sing on the big stages of New York City, under bright lights, in front of thousands of people who would close their eyes and feel her voice in their hearts. Music wasn't just a hobby for her. It was therapy. It was hope. It was the only way she could talk to her father, even though he was gone. Every night after school, Ava would practice. She would sit by the tiny apartment window and sing softly so she wouldn't disturb the neighbors. Her voice wasn't the loudest, but it carried something rare: pain, honesty, and raw emotion. One evening, her best friend Mia came running into her room. "Ava, you won't believe this," Mia said, holding her phone. "What happened?" Ava asked. "There's a local singing competition this weekend. The winner gets a recording opportunity." Ava's heart skipped. "What competition?" "It's called Voices of Tomorrow. A talent scout from Atlantic Records is going to be there." Ava froze. Atlantic Records. That name sounded like destiny. But then doubt entered her mind. "What if I'm not good enough?" she whispered. Mia grabbed her shoulders. "You are more than good enough. You just don't see it." For 2 days, Ava practiced until her fingers hurt. She wrote an original song called Broken But Breathing. It was about loss, about missing someone who can never come back, and about finding strength in the pain. The day of the competition arrived. The venue was small but packed. The lights were bright. The stage looked bigger than she imagined. Contestants lined up backstage, some confident, some nervous. Many had professional outfits and fancy instruments. Ava looked at her simple jeans and white shirt. She felt invisible. When her name was called, her legs trembled. She walked onto the stage, heart pounding like a drum. The judges smiled politely. "Whenever you're ready," one said. Ava closed her eyes. She imagined her father sitting in the front row. She imagined her mother smiling. She imagined the little girl she used to be, the one who sang without fear. And then she began. Her voice started soft, almost fragile. The room grew quiet. As the chorus approached, something shifted. Her voice grew stronger, fuller, powerful. Every word felt real because it was real. "I'm broken but I'm breathing, I'm lost but still believing." The audience leaned forward. By the final note, there wasn't a single whisper in the room. Only silence. Then applause. Not just polite clapping. Standing applause. Ava opened her eyes, tears sliding down her cheeks. The judges looked at each other. One of them, a woman with kind eyes, spoke. That was not just singing. That was storytelling. That was truth. Ava's heart nearly exploded. When the results were announced, she couldn't breathe. And the winner of Voices of Tomorrow is Ava Thompson. The crowd cheered. Mia screamed louder than anyone. Her mother cried in the back. Ava walked onto the stage again, shaking. But winning didn't mean life suddenly became perfect. The recording opportunity led to meetings. The meetings led to rejections. "She's talented, but not commercial enough. Her look needs work. She's too emotional." Each comment felt like a knife. For months, Ava questioned everything. Maybe they were right. Maybe her voice wasn't enough. Maybe dreams were only for lucky people. One rainy afternoon, she sat alone at the bus stop. She watched cars pass by, each one carrying someone with somewhere important to be. "Maybe I should quit," she whispered. An old man sitting next to her looked over. "You sing, don't you?" he asked. She looked surprised. "How did you know? I've seen you outside that coffee shop. You sing like someone who's fighting to survive." She didn't know what to say. "Don't quit," he continued. "The world doesn't need perfect voices. It needs honest ones." That night, Ava made a decision. She wouldn't wait for someone to choose her. She would choose herself. She started posting videos of her singing on social media. Simple videos. No fancy editing. Just her guitar and her heart. At first, only a few people watched. 10 views, 20 views, 50 views. But one video changed everything. It was a rainy night. She sang, "Broken But Breathing," on a rooftop overlooking Los Angeles. The city lights sparkled behind her. Her voice cracked at the bridge, but she didn't stop. That crack made it real. Within days, the video had thousands of views. Then millions. Comments flooded in. Your voice healed me. I lost my dad too. Thank you. I've never felt a song like this before. A famous singer even shared her video. Soon, Ava received a message from a producer in Nashville. He wanted to work with her. She flew to Nashville for the first time in her life. The music studios felt magical. The smell of coffee and creativity filled the air. When she recorded her song professionally, she almost didn't recognize herself, not because her voice changed, but because her confidence had grown. Months later, Broken But Breathing was released on streaming platforms. It entered the charts slowly, then climbed, then exploded. Radio stations played it across the country. People sang it at concerts. Teenagers posted covers online. Ava went from singing outside a coffee shop to performing at a sold-out venue in New York City. Standing backstage before her biggest show, she felt the same fear she felt at her first competition. But this time, she understood something. Fear never disappears. You just learn to sing through it. When she stepped onto the stage, thousands of lights from phone flashlights sparkled in the dark arena. She took a deep breath. 5 years ago, she began, I was just a girl with a guitar and a dream. Tonight, I'm still that girl. The crowd cheered. She sang every song with gratitude, with power, with love. But the most emotional moment came when she sang, Broken But Breathing. The audience sang along, every word. Ava closed her eyes, overwhelmed. Her father wasn't physically there, but his memory was in every lyric. Her mother sat in the front row, smiling proudly. After the show, reporters asked her the same question. How did you make it? She smiled. I didn't make it alone. I kept going when I wanted to quit. And I never stopped being honest. Years passed. Ava released albums, won awards, traveled the world, but every time she visited Los Angeles, she returned to that same coffee shop on Sunset Boulevard. One evening, she stood there again with her old guitar. She began to sing. People gathered, not because she was famous, but because her voice still carried truth. A little girl approached her after the song ended. I want to be a singer, the girl said shyly. But I'm scared. Ava knelt down. Being scared means your dream matters, she said softly. Sing anyway. The girl smiled. And in that moment, Ava realized something powerful. Success wasn't about fame. It wasn't about money. It wasn't even about awards. It was about touching hearts. It was about turning pain into purpose. It was about singing even when your voice shakes. As the sun set over Los Angeles, Ava sang one final song. Not for the crowd. Not for the cameras. Not for the charts. She sang for herself. Because sometimes, the greatest stage in the world is simply believing in your own voice. And somewhere in the quiet between the notes, she felt it. The same warmth she used to feel when her father listened from the living room years ago. She wasn't broken anymore. She was breathing. She was singing. She was alive. And her story was just beginning.